How's it going, guys? So welcome to our new walkthrough. Now, I actually have this game for the Xbox 360, but the problem with it is I don't have an Elgato, and I'm eventually hoping to get one along the roads. But Steam was lucky enough to actually have this game on sale for like a month or two ago, and instantly bought this one in another fellow game that I haven't even bothered seeing if it works yet. But I've been playing this game for on and off, and doing this and Diablo and Stardew and stuff like that. And first of all, I was going to play this game on mouse and keyboard. That was a big hell no, because the controls are a lot different. So I decided to test it out to see if it would work with an Xbox 360 controller. Thankfully, it does. So this is the plan. As you can see, we have T-Hunts. I'm not going to actually say the actual name for any copyright blockage YouTube likes to do. So we're going to call them T-Hunts. That's kind of like a side bonus one. Versus no longer exists because the servers for this game no longer exist anymore. They're pretty much outdated. Like almost any other Tom Clancy's type of games, their servers only last for a certain period of time, and usually for like next gen consoles and stuff like that, they will delete the old servers and make room for the new ones. So online play does not exist unless you have like modded lobbies, and even then you have to have the landline and so on and so forth. Story mode we're going to be doing last. I'm actually going to be doing T-Hunts first, and then we'll actually start the story one because it's bonus side content like that. But little thing with Rainbow Six, if you've never played it, it's kind of like a combination of Counter-Strike meets Call of Duty. Basically, you play as Spec Ops type of people. They kind of like think military SWAT in a sense. And there's this actually Rainbow Six 2, and then there's like 5 more Rainbow Six ones. And you basically just go around and stop, those type of people. There's 3 difficulties. There's easy, normal, and realistic. And realistic is basically like veteran mode for Call of Duty. It will own you in this game. Now, I have beaten this game on realistic multiple times, especially in story mode. However, we will not be doing realistic mode, because I know for a fact in certain areas of the story mode, it is almost damn near impossible to beat it on realistic mode unless you know exactly what you're doing. And even if I know exactly what I'm doing, I dare not test it on realistic mode. With T-Hunts, I've basically beaten them all on realistic mode except for maybe 2, and that's just like because it's bonus content. So you have my character, so it allows you to customize outfittings, your weapons, your armor, your clothing. You have different camouflages. The highest you can go right now, I'm a sergeant, is like elite, whatever hell, like elite max level it is. And that basically allows you to unlock everything. Leaderboards, don't even really bother with. Rewards, that's basically your ranks, which basically shows you staff sergeant, gunner sergeant, master sergeant, senior master sergeant, so on and so forth. And basically with each rank, you will gain different equipment, you'll gain different weapons, your aces, basically your marksman, your CQB, and your assaults. As you can see, once you actually accomplish certain ones of these ones, it'll either give you experience to your level, or it will actually give you rewards. But let's take this on. This is going to be a walkthrough as usual. And instead of actually just going in here, I will, casual, not easy. You do have AI. They're not exactly the smartest in some situations, but they can help. You can lone wolf it if you want. I highly recommend you don't lone wolf it, especially if this is your first time playing Rainbow Six Vegas 2, until you get at least learn the maps a bit. So most of me just blabbing on, explain this on. Kind of think of this as a guide, so much for T-Hunts than it really is for story mode, because with story mode, haven't played this game in like a decade or so. So story mode, I'm basically going to be going in blind. But with T-Hunts, I usually just play for casual gameplay, that's about it. So I think we'll knock out maybe 2 or 3 T-Hunts, depending on how long it takes us. Enemy density, you can have high, medium, or low. We're just going to go for low for right now, and then eventually later on we might boost it up to high. But I'm going to start blabbing on. We're going to get in here and explain how you can take out some of these enemies in some of the best positions. And this will actually be Tuesday's game. And in this situation here, enemies are on a time limit, so if you actually do take your sweet time, they will just randomly come out. So I would position my boys right there. Now you have two options. You can either go right there on that side wall, or you can come up here, and you can actually hug this wall over here. Oh, well, there's my CQB. As I said, they will not wait for you. They will charge. And unlike certain games where you have to actually activate a certain spawn point, they automatically just will start charging you. And I found them to be more aggressive on PC than actual console itself. And you can mark enemies. As you can see, it's marked. So it allows you to actually figure out where enemies are. You can only mark up to 2 enemies at a time. And I do apologize if this is actually a little louder than normal. I will try to adjust the volume after this one recording here. You know. Kill House is one of the most easiest, but it can also be the most difficult ones. I'm not dying on, not dying on like easy mode here. Basically, if you, as long as you put your back to the corner, or either one of the sides, have your boys over there. They will continuously usually come down here on their repel, and you can just pick them off that way. You will gain marksman points for it. You have the ability to crouch. You can zoom in. Hello? You want it? What the hell? Yeah. Getting flanked on both goddamn sides. What the hell? Alright, boys, you need to, like, deal with this shit. What the hell is going on? I just died. So, like I said, the AI is not the smartest one in the books. I shouldn't have died at all, and yet I don't know where the hell that enemy even was. So, I'm going to put him right here. Kind of embarrassing dying on the most easy difficulty, but when the AI is stupider than a bag of rocks, it doesn't exactly help out too well. You know what? While we're here, I'm going to adjust the volume of this, and I know it might be a little loud in your guys' ears, so, brightness. Where the hell is volume in here? General. Okay. Sound. Let's drop that down to 5. Like I said, AI is not the smartest one, so I highly wouldn't really recommend relying on them too much. Because there'll be enemies that are literally right in front of you, and the AI will be right next to you, and they will not bother shooting them because they don't have the right position to do it. You know, it's kind of annoying sometimes. But yeah, that repel is the best way. Oh, now you guys want to take them out. You can actually go down on that side, and you can go up that repel. Highly recommend you don't do that, because what the enemies will do is they'll actually spawn on through one of the doors that are on top of that building and will start flanking you forwards. Well, the problem with that is that because there's a box that's right there, you can take cover, but because the AI will actually flank you from behind and climb up the repel and just take you out that way. So, like I said, Kills is one of the most easier ones, but it's also one of the most trickier ones because there's a lot of areas for the enemy to flank you. And if you're not paying attention, well, you'll end up dead. Like I did. Thanks to my goddamn AI. But this one corner right here is the most easiest way to take them out. I mean, you'd have piles of them right there. The most enemy count capacity for a map is oil refinery. And at high density enemies, there's 45 enemies on that map. So, and that's that. So we beat them there. And you'll basically gain a certain amount of experience depending on the difficulty you play. So let's get one more in here. And you can always restart it. Restart the mission anytime you want. If you're dying too many times, I recommend you lower the difficulty. Or if you really just want to study the in and outs of that map. Now, I wish there was a way you could actually, like, God mode it or ghost mode it to be able to just zoom around and, you know, see the enemy location, respawn points and stuff like that, but there isn't any way of actually doing that, which is kind of annoying. Next one is Train Yard. This one I consider to be one of the most difficult maps, especially on realistic, because of the way the enemies can actually flank you. And it's more of an open area, but there's a certain area that you can get to. As you can see, we have 25 enemies here. If you can actually get to this area, if you have a sniper rifle, you can actually pick them off. And this is where things come some tricky. And you have night vision and thermal. This is being thermal. Be careful because enemies can't see you in the smoke, but it doesn't mean they won't rush you. And like I said, enemies, I found them to be more aggressive on PC than actual console. And try not to shoot your own allies, because you can kill them. Especially with grenades. They can accidentally kill themselves with the grenades too. Each one carries about 15 smokes and frags. This is one of the best serious positions right here. Careful sometimes, it's a rarity. They may actually use these two doors to actually try to flank you from the side. But otherwise, you should be able to spot them through here. Now, there is grates, and there is an underground pathway. However, you can't shoot that, at least that I know of. I've tried shooting it upwards, it doesn't work. The enemies can actually shoot you through them if they're going down. The next falling area over here is one of the most dangerous areas in Train Yard, strictly because there's multiple enemies. There's usually an enemy that's spawned right there, and about like 5 of them that are right here, and some of them behind crate stacks like this. Now, you have assault for your teammates, which they'll automatically attack the enemy when spotted, or you have only fire back when the enemy's firing at them. That's to be the only time they will fire back. You can use assaults if you want. But always play smart, throw down smokes. As you can see, this gentleman was not there before. I can't get him, but... I'm gonna throw down a smoke. Take him out. Take him out. And enemies will sometimes actually wait for you to go into their actual spawn area. We're gonna run over here real quick. No thank you, sir. Up there is where I recommend you actually bring a sniper rifle or an LMG, because that's gonna be your best shot to take them out. They will usually tend to come from that way, as you can see. From that fellow German. I gotta reload. But they'll come from that way. They'll come from down there. Is he gonna try to rush me? Okay, well, he's not gonna try to rush me. If you go up those stairs right there, be very careful, because an enemy will actually spawn behind that door. And as soon as you open that door, they usually carry a Spaz 12. And if you're playing on realistic mode, they will one-shot you with that goddamn gun. So it's always best, especially if you're playing with fellow friends, which you can have a capacity of 4 players at once. Have someone just run up there and trigger any of the spawns that they would normally spawn at, and then immediately just have your boys start picking them off with sniper rifles. And the crate way, the under pathway, you can take too. It's a little more time consuming because of the way that they take forever to spawn. But we'll play one more. And I think the next one's Villa, if I'm correct. And if it is, it's actually one of the most funnest ones. I think we get like 3 in this one, so it might be like a 30-something minute video for this very first one. But like I said, I know it's Streets. Streets I'm not going to worry about right now, considering it's DLC. Any DLC or bonus type maps, I'm not going to bother with. Oh, no, it is Villa. Excuse me. I skipped one. We'll save all of those ones for last, because they're actually not actually meant to be in the game. It was actually added content before they decided to pretty much cut ties with the game. So Villa is one of the most easiest maps ever to play. And there's an actual like glitch / bug that you can actually abuse in order to actually do it. And now there will always be a gentleman in the garage. Now, however, if you run over here and hide in these bushes, the enemy will not spot you. And you can abuse this by just having them come run down the stairs and just picking them off. Now, however, if they get close enough to you and actually enter the bush, they will kill you. But if you keep your boys back there to prevent any flanks, sometimes you might even see them run up through there, and you can try to mark them. And if you have something like a shotgun or straight up a pistol, it's one of the most easiest ways. Oh, he's dead. As I said, the AI literally just let him run by, and they did not target him. Not the smartest. So you shouldn't really rely on the AI too much for that particular reason. Now, the other ways you can go, and make sure we're not going to get shot here. You can go around this way, and there's an open patio that way. And there's like 2 pillars, and usually, on a rarity, they will not spawn over there. However, sometimes, let me see if we can try to sneak over here. There will be a fellow gentleman behind that big pillar right there. And he will usually carry a shotgun. And if you're not careful enough and you run over there, he will kill you. If you come around here, and if you go up these stairs, you will actually activate the rest of them that will actually start roaming from the top floors straight down. You can take the garage doorway. It's a little more dangerous and a little more riskier. So, you did not just shoot me, son. Hey, let's keep this PG-13, buddy. He made a flash grenade. But as you can see, they like automatically started to run down here. And there's your Spaz 12. They carry Spaz 12s, usually M21s, LMGs, stuff like that. Usually if they carry assault rifles, it will usually be the AK. Oh, there's a village right there. They will carry AUGs, which is like kind of like a submachine gun. Now, when it comes down to the last enemy, this is where things get a little more trickier, especially on realistic mode. The last enemy will usually tend not to activate like the rest. If you go to certain spawn areas, stuff like that, they will actually camp corners or camp a certain room. You know, and you can double back, and they'll actually go back in that same room that you might have been into and actually take you out that way. And especially on realistic mode, it's like 2 shots and you're dead. So, and when you're fighting on like high density enemies, it's not easy. It's going to be extremely annoying, but dying multiple times, you will actually continue to figure out where each enemy is going to spawn at, you know, what weapons they're going to carry, and so on and so forth. Not all spawns are going to be the same. Some areas may actually have like 5 enemies coming out of that area, but when you start the mission all over again, suddenly there may only be 2 enemies, and the other 3 may be flanking you. So you got to be really careful and watch their spawns, because they tend to mix it up. And the enemy AI is not that stupid either, especially when they start figuring out where you actually are. And they will start rushing you, especially if they have shotguns, or they'll wait behind a door for you to open and then pop you. As you can see, overall player performance, team performance, penalties is basically just accidentally killing your teammates or killing the AI, so that will actually give you minus XP. But that's the first 3 rounds. We will continue to do more of these on like harder difficulties, and I'll go like further into areas where they will actually, you know, normally would be harder to actually hold out against enemies, stuff like that. But I think we'll do like 3 T-hunts per video, and then we'll actually start the actual story mode itself. So this, like I said, this video may be like 30 minutes already. For me, just mostly talking, but this is going to be our new walkthrough. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. Hope it brings back brings back some memories, and hope you maintain safe, healthy, and sanitized. Make sure to drop a like, think about subscribing, leave comments below, and make sure to check them out. I'll see you guys.